One of the true joys of life is having a buddy, someone to do things with, go to a ball game, watch TV, read a book, and just share thoughts, dreams, ideas, and even problems. When you don't have a buddy, it's a lonely world. Thankfully, for people with intellectual and developmental disabilities, we've got Best Buddies, pairing people with disabilities with people who don't, so that everyone can have a friend, someone to have lunch with, to have dreams with, to talk and share. I've got a buddy of mine, Pablo Gonzalez, here with me today to share his passion for Best Buddies and how his passion can be yours too. Pablo, welcome.
Wally, I'm happy to be here with my good buddy, Wally.
Absolutely. How were you first drawn or attracted to Best Buddies?
I'll be honest, Wally, you were the person that attracted me to Best Buddies, because I clearly want to be like you, if you can't tell by our outfit. Once you got me into being interested by it, I'm somebody that's fascinated by human connection, right? Like I live off friendships and all of that. But when I look deeper, I don't know if you agree with me, but I think that the two most important qualities to impart into future generations is grit and positivity. Grit, the world is difficult. You need to understand how to confront difficult situations and persevere. And in order to do that, you need positivity. And when I look at the parents of children with intellectual and development disabilities, I see people that get confronted with this daunting situation that's going to produce emotional and financial hardship throughout their life. And yet I see these family units, and they are not just persevering, but they're some of the most positive, happiest, most fulfilled people that I see. Then I look at their children with the actual intellectual development disabilities, and I see people with, again, daunting obstacles that are not just persevering, but tend to be these beacons of inspiration and beacons of hope and these community icons that they develop into that affect people around them in a positive way. And when I think about what Best Buddies is doing, pairing these kids with teenagers, with middle schoolers, high schoolers, college-age kids that are in these critical stages of their life, and giving these volunteers the perspective of what it is to persevere, what it is to stay positive in the face of adversity, I think Best Buddies has stumbled into the perfect formula to bottle this grit and positivity and share it with the world. So I want to do anything possible to enable that. And I think that if I had children, I would want them volunteering with Best Buddies. If I have something to give, I want to give to Best Buddies, because it's really making the world a better place, and in a way that I think is sustainable for future generations in a time that is desperately needed right now.
So annually, Best Buddies, our primary fundraiser, our bringer of awareness, is the Best Buddies Gala. And the format of that is to have champions for the cause of Best Buddies, who participate in the community, bring awareness, bring donations, bring their own resources to the gala so we can celebrate and fund the upcoming year. You have committed to being a champion. I am grateful that you've done that. How can your universe, the Connect Pablo universe, help you to be a champion for Best Buddies?
Donate, right? Like I got involved in this, Wally. Number one, I want to give back to the Jacksonville community that has embraced me, and I've really enjoyed moving here from Miami a year ago. But I also realized that I bit off something that's much bigger than I can probably chew, and the fact that I don't really have a lot of connections here, right? Like I'm just getting started, and I want to do this the right way, and I want to, be an outstanding member of the community. So I don't have a lot of ways to fundraise here locally, which is a much easier tie-in to inviting people to the gala and whatnot. So I really need donations, right? Like if I'm going to compete in this champion thing, and I don't even care about winning the champion thing, I just want to be in the conversation, right? I want to be a part of this thing, and I've set a really lofty goal of $50,000 that I'm trying to reach. So any little bit helps. I know that I have great friends whose life I've impacted in Miami. I've impacted people that I've met at conferences throughout the world and throughout the United States, and I connect people, and I often talk about the value of networking and the value of relationship building and how you have to have a noble cause to be doing it, right? And this to me is my cause right now. So anybody that believes in what I'm doing, anybody that wants to, that I've added value to their life, this is my ask now, right? right? Like I've been giving. If you can throw me 50, 100, 500 bucks right now, it would really go a long way in order for me to, give back to the community. We'll help the future generations, and we all win.
And donation isn't only about dollars. We have a silent auction, we have a live auction, silent auction items, gift baskets, restaurant opportunities, anything that someone could look at and say, I would enjoy having that. We auction that through the silent auction, and then on the live auction, we do some really exciting things. Weeks in resorts, so anything of value that you can contribute, that you can donate in the name of Pablo to help us help Best Buddies would be deeply, deeply appreciated.
That auctioneer call that we had last week really changed my perspective, because it really showed me what a world-class organization Best Buddies is. Bringing on this professional auctioneer that's really going to make the biggest impact out of whatever you give in the silent auction or in the live auction, and the way that they produce it and how they... I'm super excited to see it just from a human level, but I think it's very enabling, right? If you have a second home that you rent on Airbnb or something in North Carolina, or a beach home or anything like that, if you can donate a week's worth, we're going to get every last penny and every last taxable donation, tax exempt donation for you out of this thing. And it's going to be a major, major win-win, because it's not just your typical, I've been to a million philanthropy events, right? I'm very philanthropically involved in Miami for the last 10 years. And it's usually just people walking around and looking at a sheet and signing things up. The infrastructure in this silent auction and this live auction that's coming up, I'm super excited about it, because it's clearly made to, nudge people into competing.
And there's lots of joy and passion. I often describe Best Buddies as the most pedigreed philanthropic event that you've never heard of. The pedigree is this. It was founded by Anthony Kennedy Shriver 30 years ago. The pedigree is his dad, Sergeant Shriver, founded the Peace Corps. His mother, Eunice Shriver, founded Special Olympics. And Anthony, raised in that philanthropic mindset, that give back, that care, with a very special connection to people with intellectual disabilities. His aunt, one of the original Kennedy sisters, you may say, he has grown this through these 30 years in all 50 states and 23 countries around the world. So we're excited to have Pablo with us. We're excited to have you supporting Pablo. What's the best way for people to reach out and connect with Pablo?
I make it real easy for people. My email is youshould@connectwithpablo.com. If you're hearing this, you want to help out, please shoot me an email. Chances are I'm going to reach out to you anyways, but please just shoot me an email. Make it easy for me, because I have 1,000 calls to make. Or just come to my website, connectwithpablo.com, and there you can get in contact with me very, very easily. I would really appreciate any support that we can work on together to help Best Buddies, to help mold future generations of leaders in this role of grit and positivity to make the world a better place.
Thank you for your interest. Thank you for your support of Best Buddies. ConnectWithPablo.com.